Welcome to the show. Hey, if you like what I'm doing, I'm really trying to crack 500 subscribers, so share it on Facebook, Twitter, whatever you want. I don't care. I'm just trying to get 500 because it's really important for my ego. And tonight's episode is brought to you by Pants. They're longer than shorts. And Dipster, the only dating app for your smart scale. Find a cutie you like, just dip on them. Roll the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, from an undisclosed location in Portland, Oregon, the spare bedroom, it's time for MTG Tonight with your host, Jake Boss.
Tonight on the program, I am joined by my good friend Chris Tabor, who's going to be talking to us about not his mill deck, which I've brought up on 7 of the 8 episodes that we've had so far, but his 5-color Super Friends deck. So that'll be a really good time. Tons of planeswalkers, tons of big dudes. We'll see about that. But first, please welcome through the magic of television, Chris Tabor. You're back. You're here.
I am.
I can't believe you came back after all this time.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me back.
Well, see, the funny thing is, I didn't notice this at all, but one night a show had come out and Chris texted me and he's like, hey, so are you just going to mention my mill deck on every single show?
Yeah. I've been mentioned on, outside of the one that I was on, I was mentioned on 4 of the rest.
Yeah.
So you've done...
Even on the first episode.
Yeah.
Because of that one that we had recorded and threw away because we were figuring out how to live our lives here on the show.
Yeah.
I had to reassure you that this is not just because I hate you as a person or anything like that. It's just because it's my personal identity that I'm against mill players in EDH.
It's perfectly fine. I get it a lot when I show up with my mill deck. People are like, mill, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's fine. It's whatever. That's why I have other decks to play.
Since I'm like pre-boarding for our meta, which has this mill deck in it, commit to memory and stuff like that is in it. So it feels good when it pays off.
Yeah.
Except for that one time where I had commit to memory in the yard. I'm like, guys, don't worry about this. I'm about to put commit to memory in the yard and we'll be taken care of. And then right before my turn, you nuke me.
Oh, yeah.
Wipe me off the board.
Yep.
So recently, Ravnica Allegiance came out. And a ton of new legendaries have hit the scene. Yeah. We got Vannifar. We got Judith. Who's speaking to you right now? What do you want to build?
None of them.
You're kidding.
No, yeah. So I'm sitting on 4 decks right now. I have 4 that I play, 2 that I play very sparingly, just because I don't have that much time anymore with the new job. But I'm also in the midst of building a deck. Okay. So it's like, sure, a lot of great legendaries came out that you could easily build decks around. Yennefer, Judith, excellent. They're going to be excellent commanders. Yeah. But it's like when I build a deck, it usually takes me about 5 months to put it all together because I don't like to spend money into the cards. Like I spend money on pre-release.
So you're talking about like trading into these?
Yeah. So like the only time I spend like actual money is on my pre-release. The whole weekend, I'll do the whole weekend, all 6 tournaments at rainy day. Every card that I get either from opening my sealed or prize packs pays for the next 3 months of Magic. Wow. 4 different times out of the year, $500, and that pays for my whole year of Magic.
And when you look at all of the money that you make throughout the year versus what those, I think it's like $200 for a weekend. 4 times a year. Yeah, it's not that bad. Plus, whatever commander precon you're interested in, or something like that, it comes out to under $1,000. Yep, and that's a reasonable fraction of your income for Magic. Something that you spend a lot of time on. Yeah, like what I told my viewers in a video called "What I Wish I Knew About EDH." Check it out on the channel. Is go through your own collection and build from that first, because that's what I do. I'll like my Judith deck right now.
You're building Judith?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
See,
that'll be good.
Quick side note. What I love about Judith is she's the most linear commander that it's like so open. Since it says any target, like the non-token thing kind of sucks. And there's an anthem effect to it too. Yep. Since it's any target, you can play that thing so differently. Like, it's not just straight up aristocrats where, okay, dude died, you guys all lose one, I gain one. Where it's like a race. It's more of, I can interact with this board, and if I'm not ready for the game to be over, it can keep going on. Anyway.
Go side note even further. During pre-release, I played against a Judith deck, and I literally killed Judith 5 times in one game because he kept bringing it back. Wow. And it was like, how many times do I have to get rid of this thing and not die? brought it back 5 different times. Judith is a little ridiculous. It's going to be so good in Commander.
Yeah, it's a nice 3-drop commander. That's like the butter zone for me. Because 2-drop, it's like, you're trying to play it early, you're going to play it 4 times throughout the game.
Yeah.
Judith, you're going to drop it and probably play it 2 or 3 times.
Well, even with that, with the colors that she's in, with red and black, you can easily just send her to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And get her back. You don't have to put her in the command zone and recast her for 5 the next turn. You could send her to the grave, get her back with other effects.
I think that my favorite strategy with her is my single target removal, which is not just your terminates or whatever it may be. It's these active treason effects.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'm going to take your dude and then Ashnod's Altar, see you later, send that to your grave for me.
Yep.
And then I'm going to deal 1 target to you because you suck.
Yep.
But, okay, so our side notes have resolved. Back to what we were actually talking about. When I build a deck, I just go through my collection and I spend probably 3 hours building until I have 100 cards.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to test it and decide if I even like a commander. It's more like I'm auditioning the commander. But for you, you're taking a long time to not necessarily audition, but really think about it.
What I'm building and the thing I'm building next is Niv-Mizzet.
Okay. The new one, the Peyrune deck?
I don't know if I'm going to play Peyrune. All of them are going to be in the deck in some sort of way. So it just depends on who I want to be as my commander. It probably won't.
Nasty.
But you can't put rocks into it to get it out faster. Because it's 3 red, 3 blue.
Colored mana.
Yeah, so you're getting it turn 6, whereas with the other 2, I could potentially get it turn 3 or 4 because I'm putting rocks into it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's Felwar Stone, there's Darksteel Ingot.
There are ways of doing it where you can get it out earlier, but you're more consistently getting colorless mana rocks than colored mana rocks, unless you only put colored mana rocks in the deck.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. It's going to be a little bit similar to my mill deck without the mill part. So it's going to be a lot of draw triggers.
Yeah.
And doing damage. And then I'm playing like weird stuff that it's like every land you tap does 2 damage to you. Or, you know, just weird garbage like that. Where
so
it's like,
why not go the Nekusar route if you're going to go into a Niv-Mizzet strategy? That's what's never made sense to me. Is one of the best colors.
Yeah. Just because it opens up a lot more. Black sure does open a lot more stuff. But then you're also having to think about what black you're going to play. Going
into that 3 color, it's like, I must be doing this wrong.
Yeah.
Because there's so many more options. But.
And for me, I like to have 1... So at most, I'll have 5 decks at any given time. It'll be a mono, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So my 2, the Niv-Mizzet is going to take away cats. Because I don't play cats at all. Anymore.
It's like the best feeling because it's like you're buying a whole bunch of new toys.
Yeah.
Like I had Atraxa in the bag forever. So. See, this is really constructive to hear a different perspective on deck building because I'm out here preaching to people saying, hey, do it the way that I do it. This is the right way to do it. And that's just not how life works.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Command Zone episode where they're like, how not to evaluate cards, where they're talking about how, you know, they were wrong about certain cards like Yahenni. That's how it is here, too. Like, I was honestly blown away by a ton of stuff that they had said because I'm like, wait a second. You guys told me this was good, and I treated that like gospel. When we come back, we're going to be talking about his 5-color Progenitus Super Friends deck with big dudes.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
We'll get into it. We'll get into a big mess, and we'll have to find our way out of it. But don't touch that dial. Don't skip ahead to any time codes. Leave me alone. We'll be right back. We're back, and we are shamelessly plugging my social media stuff on this episode. Follow me at JakeBossMTG for all this stupid cosplay stuff that I'm doing and all kinds of weird Photoshop stuff. It's really fun. And if you feel like helping me crack 500 subscribers, share this video. We're going to put it on Twitter and all that other stuff and Reddit and the classic outlets and stuff, but this is like the most dead time of year, and if you can help me out, my heart goes over the moon for you. My heart soars with the eagle's nest. Anyway, we're sitting here with Chris Tabor, and we are talking about a much more exciting deck. I've seen this been played once by, not you, by Ryan, when he was borrowing it from you.
Oh, yeah, I remember that day.
And I think he got Doubling Season out, and you stole it with your mill deck.
Yep.
So anyway, What is your nut draw? What opening hand are you like, yeah, this is going to sequence out for me?
Best opening draw would probably be 2 or 3 lands with Prismatic Omen and Soul Ring.
So Prismatic Omen being the one that makes all basic lands?
No, it's not just basic lands. It's all lands are every type.
Okay, so they're all rainbow.
Yeah, so they're all rainbow.
And how much does it cost?
2.
Okay, so that's why you're not doing it over Lantern.
Yeah, so I need a forest at least in one of those 3 lands. So, good opening hand, forest and 2 other lands, Soul Ring, Prismatic Omen, and probably like 1 Planeswalker and Oath of Teferi.
Okay.
Would be perfect.
So what we're most concerned about in your opening hand is making sure your mana is fixed and good to go.
If I don't have 3 lands, I'm not keeping the opening hand.
How far are you willing to mull down?
5 is typically where I'll stop.
5 is the right answer.
Especially with 5 color.
Yeah.
5, even going to 5 is rough. Like
okay.
I kept a 7 earlier today. I played earlier today. I kept a 7 with 2 land and Prismatic. The rest of my cards curved out if I was drawing lands. Like I had a 3-drop, a 4-drop, a 5-drop. So if I was drawing lands off the top, I would have been perfectly fine. It didn't work that way.
It's like when you make decisions while you're drunk. It's like when you look at this hand, it's like, God, this thing is going to curve out so hard when I top deck 3 lands in a row.
Yep.
Then you don't.
Yep. Well, even if I got to 4 lands, I would have been fine because I had some of my planeswalkers that give me mana.
Right. Like,
so
Chandra or something like that.
No, so I'm not actually playing any Chandras in this deck, which is
well.
odd.
First, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay. This is weird. You're running Progenitus as your commander.
Yes.
And we're not really looking to cast Progenitus. If we can, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. So the deck, the way I describe the deck, it's 5-color Progenitus, but it's basically all the planeswalkers you don't want to see played, and all the big-ass creatures that you don't want to ever see played against you. Yeah. That's what the deck is. So it's like, I have the Eldrazi Titans in there. I have Vorinclex. I have a few weird ones that people don't recognize as being bad, but they're bad. Like, I have Yennet in there.
Oh, is it the Sphinx?
The attack top card, if it's an odd, it comes into play.
Yeah, here it is now.
Yennet is in there. Etali's in there.
Yeah,
so
play
it's
stuff
like,
for free.
Yeah, so it's like weird stuff that you wouldn't expect a commander deck to have that actually are really bad for you if you're playing against them.
So this is like the greatest hits list of decks.
Yeah.
Plus a ton of walkers.
Yeah. Like I have Muldrotha in there as well.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
Because once they finally remove it,
once they get rid of a Planeswalker, I'm just going to play it again.
Yeah. So let's talk about the walkers for a second, because that's the most exciting, fun part.
Sure.
Obviously, you're running 4 and a green. Doubling Season.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So Doubling Season is definitely in there. What other support for the walkers do we have before we talk about the specific ones?
The only other main ones are Oaths. I have 4 Oaths.
Which ones?
I have Oath of Nissa, Oath of Ajani, Oath of Gideon, and Oath of Teferi.
Okay.
Oath of Nissa, look at the top 3, put a creature, planeswalker, or land into your hand. But it's not for that part. It's that one sentence at the very bottom of the whole paragraph that says you can play mana as it was anything to cast planeswalkers.
Oh.
So
see, I remember it as a standard card, and that was just never relevant.
Yeah, no, in standard only the top paragraph is relevant.
That's all you're thinking about.
It's the bottom sentence that makes a 1-drop Oath of Nissa really good in a planeswalker deck. You can pay any mana to cast your planeswalkers.
Okay.
Oath of Ajani, 1 white, 1 green. Your planeswalkers cost 1 less. When Oath of Ajani comes in, put 1/1 counter on all your creatures.
Yeah.
Not really for the top part. Again, for the bottom part.
I love that card.
Cost 1 less.
For Atraxa.
Yep.
Because you want to put walkers in Atraxa too, and you want 1/1 counters. Yep. Like, it seems like that card was made for it.
Yep.
Okay. So
and then Oath of Gideon, put out 2 allies, core allies.
And then come in with another loyalty counter?
Yeah, another loyalty counter on all your walkers when they come in. And then Oath of Teferi, you can activate loyalty. You can activate your planeswalkers twice every turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, are you running Chainveil or any infinite combos?
No. So you know me. I don't typically like infinite combos. I do.
It's polite to let people interrupt your combos.
Yeah. I have one deck. My mill has an infinite combo. It's the only deck that will ever have an infinite combo in it.
Yeah, and if your monocolor deck has infinite combos, God bless you.
Yeah. So it's.
So we're gonna have a deck list in the description, obviously.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
All the walkers that are in there, but give me your top 5. We'll start out with those. Who are the superstars in your super?
So I have 5 superstars, and then I have 5 weird ones that you want to expect. So I'm going to give you both
beautiful.
sets.
I love it.
So
it came with lists.
So my 5 superstars obviously are going to be Ugin.
Yeah.
Tamio.
Okay.
Is really good. Tamio.
The Bant one or the Moonsage?
No, Moonsage. So ultimate on Tamio is anything that goes to the graveyard just comes back to your hand.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Doubling Season, you can ultimate right away if you have Doubling Season in play.
Which totally matters if you're ulting a walker and then it goes away.
Yep.
It's coming straight back to your hand.
Yep, exactly. I have all the Nicol Boluses in.
Okay.
The main one will probably be either God's Pharaoh or the original Nicol Bolas Planeswalker.
Yeah, the God Pharaoh is just banging.
Yeah, especially when you can do its +2 twice.
Adam says that that's how he finishes his games sometimes with his God deck.
Yeah,
because
I can see that.
Yeah. So remind the folks at home and me what his +2 is.
His +2 is you target an opponent. They exile until they hit a non-land permanent. You can cast that non-land permanent for free. Okay. So if I can do that twice in a turn, that's just bonkers.
Is that every player or just target opponent?
Just target opponent. So you're hitting the one person that can really do stuff to you.
All right.
And then all their stuff that was exiled before the non-land goes to the bottom in a random order. So you're putting all their like wraths and all that kind of stuff to the bottom of their deck, so they're not drawing it off the top. So you're going after that one guy that
who's playing Aminatou.
Yeah, that or
that sucks.
You're going after the guy that's playing Eldrazi, so you can get Eldrazi's into play, stuff like that. So we did Ugin, Tamio, Nicol Bolas. Obviously, any of the Tefiris are going to be really good.
Jeez.
Yeah, draw card, exile stuff. Sure, whatever. Any of my Elspeths are probably going to be my 5th one, based off of another card that we'll talk about a little bit later.
Okay.
And then my 5 weird ones that no one really would think about playing. I have the new Domri in there.
Huh.
The +1 and give Riot. Yeah, I'm going to +1, pay a green to play an Eldrazi, give it Riot, and then I'm going to swing in with Annihilator. Yeah, sure.
That's pretty ugly.
Matt Rucker was like, why are you putting that in? And I'm like, why wouldn't I put a haste away from my Eldrazi to have haste?
People are thinking about
on a Planeswalker.
See, the problem with Domri is people are looking at the other ability being like, well, the math really works out that usually you're only going to get one thing for this, and we're not looking at that.
No.
Right? Haste granting, counter granting stuff is pretty good.
Yeah. No, I'm all about giving Eldrazi's haste because that seems dumb to everyone.
Like, think about how many decks that run Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots.
Yeah. Just
for haste.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I can do it with one Planeswalker, and you're not going to bother it because it doesn't do anything else, really.
Yeah.
And then I'll play, like, my mana Doric Planeswalkers, like Sarkon Unbroken and Xenagos for, green and red for every creature I have in play.
Shout out to my friend Steven Trapixium, who loves Xenagos so much that he includes him in every single one of his videos as like a voice in his head. Check it out. It's its own thing. It's some things are one way and others are something entirely different. That's what I'm always saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Xenagos is in the deck, the Reveler.
Yeah. And then a weird one that I just put in just to give it a shot to see what it would do, mainly for its ultimate, because if I have Doubling Season, it works right away, is the Planeswalker deck Jace.
What? Like from Ixalan?
No, not the one making all the copies of itself. It's the newer one.
Right, the one that just says like +1 draw a card or something?
+1 draw a card, -2 untap all creatures, -9 steal 3 creatures.
Oh.
Doubling season into it, it comes in with 5. Doubling season into it, I can ultimate it right away, still stays in play, and I'm stealing 3 of your creatures.
Okay. So
it's a weird one.
What's his mana cost?
6.
Okay, so we're talking about a 6 mana expropriate.
Yeah, turn 6. It's doubling season, turn 5, turn 6, that. I'm stealing 3 of your guys, turn 6.
Well, some people out there are going to be telling you, why aren't you playing expropriate if that's what you're trying to do?
Well, it's just another weird planeswalker that's not... If I don't have doubling season, you're not going to interact with that planeswalker.
Yeah.
But it's going to do stuff later. And it's -2, untap all my creatures. I'm going to swing one with all my Eldrazians, and then I'm going to untap them in second main phase.
Okay, so speaking of that, though, are there any extra turn spells in this deck?
No.
Because with planeswalkers, like, obviously, even if you don't have doubling season out, just tick them up another time and...
No double turns.
So
all my double turns are in mill.
So that's catering to your play group, or is it just that's not what you'd like to do?
So since I play all of them in mill, I don't want to really play them in another deck because I don't want to be that guy that's known for all you're doing is taking extra turns and doing stuff.
Yeah, I honestly, I cannot stand it when somebody's like, all right, I'm going to take 2 extra turns, and they don't win the game.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if you're taking 2 extra turns, I better know that I can scoop now because you were going to win the game.
Yeah, in mill, if I'm taking a lot of extra turns in a row, I'm winning.
Yeah.
In planeswalkers, if I'm taking extra turns, it's just so I can do stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't
watch yourself play. Mm-hmm.
But it's fun for me to play, and it's fun for people to figure out how to... It's fun for me to see how people will interact with all this stuff and figure it out.
Yeah.
If I win, awesome, cool. But it's not a deck that I'm playing to win.
Okay. So I've lost track. How deep into the list are we? What else is on your list?
Little Nissa's in there.
The 3 mana one?
Yeah, make plant tokens.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah, I got blockers, whatever. But most people who play planeswalker decks aren't playing that card. The main, like, outside of like the really big ones that do a bunch of stuff that no one really likes, most of my other planeswalkers are making tokens.
Okay.
And that's mainly for 2 specific cards I have in my deck. Evolutionary Leap.
Which is?
Pay a green, sack a creature, top until you hit a creature, that creature goes into your hand.
Okay.
It's a way for me to search out all my big creatures.
Because whatever isn't a planeswalker is probably a giant dude.
Yeah, giant dude or, support of some sort. So I'm sacking an 0-1 plant to go get Blightsteel or Emrakul or, something out of my deck so it's in my hand and I can do with whatever I want with it. And then I also play Divine Visitation.
Nice, yeah. I love that card.
2 white, 3, every token that comes into play is a 4/4 angel. So it's like...
With Vigilance.
Yeah, with Vigilance. So, Elspeth. I'm going to +1, make 3 soldiers. 3/1/1 soldiers. Nope.
So this deck is just begging to be Chaos Warped, because pretty much everything is a permanent.
Oh, yeah, Chaos Warp does stuff. But
apart from your ramp spells, what instants and sorceries are there? They're all freaking permanents.
Yeah, ramps, there's no wraths at all. I did play with Last One Standing.
Okay.
Which is red, black, 1, choose a creature at random, destroy all the others.
Okay.
But it was like, whatever. My wraths are my creatures coming into play and my planeswalkers.
You got enough going on where you're such a huge problem that you don't want to be the turn 1 Soul Ring guy that gets you into trouble.
Yeah, because I also have Genesis Wave in there.
Okay.
I have Genesis Hydra in there. Ugin Ultimate just dropped 7. I put in the new card, which I haven't got to play it yet, but I put in its white, blue 5, cast it, discard your hand, draw 7, then put a 7 cost into play. Yeah,
those cards cheating, like the Electro Dominance too.
Yeah.
They're just insane.
Yeah.
Like, play stuff for free.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they knew what they were doing when they printed those. It's for us.
Yeah.
What new cards are you thinking might go on this deck apart from the Azorius one we just talked about?
So there was only the 2 that I put in there, and I'll probably only stay at the 2, which is the Azorius and the new Domri.
Yeah.
It's at a point where it's fun for me to play, and it's fun for me to see the interactions that I don't need to make changes.
The music is like that too. Like, you know, people finish their songs at one point and say, you know, well, this could be arranged better, and I could do this, and blah, 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 but who cares? I'm going to go do that next thing. And that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. You know,
there's no need to re-engineer something.
Yeah.
But that's our show. Big thank you to Chris Tabor for coming in and talking about his 5-color Super Friends deck. This has been a really great time having you back for a 3rd episode. We're going to start revisiting some people and getting some new people in and stuff like that. But what I really enjoy about this show is embracing the community and saying, you know, this is what's important, and letting you guys get to know my friends in the way that I know them. So subscribe if you haven't already. If you love what we're doing, check us out on Patreon. Please help me crack that 500 subscriber milestone. Share it with your friends if you like it. You know, find one person in your local community that would be into a Magic the Gathering Tonight show, because I'm right here, baby. Anyway, have a great night, everyone.